Morning everyone, another Sunday again, welcome back. Been a real busy week again, lots of little stuff getting done. I'm getting really close. I got two things left to do before the engine and trans is ready to go back in for the final time. I pretty much got the AC wrapped up. I have one more line off of the evaporator inside that I have to do. I'm waiting for a call back from Vintage Air Tech Department on it before I finish the crimp on it, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll just show you what we've been doing. I've got the like I say, all of the lines are done. The two aluminum 3-foot lines I have that run up underneath the side of the motor, they go through a bulkhead fitting into the interior, and then there's another hose that runs from them down to the evaporator. They come down, they're crimped. I put a couple of standoffs here that are keyed to these other two bulkhead fittings, and then the two lines fasten on either side. Those are in permanently. I've got the mineral oil on the O-rings, and they're all good to go. I have to put a couple of lock washers on the interior mount bolts here for the motor mounts. Then that's pretty much ready to go back in. My throttle pedal is almost done. I'm going to have to redo one of the shafts on it. It's not quite strong enough, and I'm going to have to put a different hole through the firewall here for the cable for the kickdown. It's not quite in the right position there, so been working on that. In the meantime, the fellow that I did the pedal car for has asked me to do a couple more projects for him, so that's taken a little bit of time. I repaired the emergency brake lever for it yesterday. The rod that goes up through the chrome handle was broken, so we had to rebuild that. The other thing, this is I think it's a 34 or 36 DeSoto. He brought me, this is the ashtray. It was completely rusted out. As you can see, how hard can a ashtray be to build? Well, really hard. There's a lot of bends in it. Here's my replacement I built for him. There's a depression here where the tab, the spring tab gets riveted on that releases it. There's many bends in it, and they're all really small. This bottom piece has to have a little bit of I don't know what to call it. This piece is bent up the same thickness as the outer piece so that nothing sticks down further for where it goes through. And then it all had to be TIG welded together. There's a chrome faceplate goes on, gets bolted to it with one piece there. So this is going to the chromer next. I guess the whole thing is chrome, and when he does his restorations, he does them exactly the way they're supposed to be. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to change out the bushing and shaft on my throttle pedal. I'm going to get the little bit of stuff finished up under here so that everything can go back together. And then next step will be installing the engine. So we'll bring you back in a little bit here once I get things set up and get going here, guys. Hey guys, we're back again. So I got my throttle pedal assembly here. This shaft I have right here, I had used just a piece of 3/16 threaded rod, and what I found is there was too much torsional twist in it if there was a load on the arm here. So I redid it, and I used a piece of 1/4-inch bushing as well as a 1/4-inch shaft, and I welded it solid on both sides so there's no more slippage there. So that's all done now. It's good. The other thing I forgot to mention to you earlier, for bending these aluminum air conditioning lines, the smaller one is a 3/8, and I had no problem. I could use my fuel line tubing bender, but for the bigger one, It's almost 5/8 outside diameter. So what I did, I took a couple of scrap pieces of plywood and put the curve in that I wanted, a 90 degree, and then using a large rat tail file, you can see what I did was I screwed these two pieces to the outside as a guide, and then I used a rat tail file and I put the curve in the tubing in there, which allowed me to bend that tubing really nice without any kinks in it. So just a little tip for you there. The other thing I got, everything's ready here. I've got the motor mounts and everything are all bolted in. I've got the engine on the crane, and I'm about to put the engine in for the last time. I don't think I'm going to film it because every time I've put the engine in, it's been a real cluster, and my square jar will get really full. So I'll bring you back here once everything's going pretty well. So, okay guys, I guess I could have filmed that. That was less than 10 minutes, about 7 minutes to get that motor slid in there. So I must be getting things adjusted or getting better at it. So anyhow, that's it for this week. I'm hoping to have everything bolted up so I can start installing the intake manifold, the wiring harness, shifter, and all of that stuff, transmission cooler lines. Got to get the radiator installed, all of the AC lines plumbed in there, and then I'm going to order a recharge kit with all the gauges and a vacuum pump and a nitrogen adapter so that I can pressure test everything with nitrogen. So going to be a busy couple of weeks here, but I'm hoping that by mid-March this should be ready for its first burnout. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you're enjoying the content. Let me know what you want to see and we can go from there. So thanks for subscribing. Take care, guys.